Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Okay. Hi. It's been a second. I'm going to murder Restream with a rusty spoon and dump the body in the sea. Ay. Please hold while I fix the title. Can I even do that? I don't think I can. Ugh. I can fix it on stream, on the Twitch at least. Let's do that at least. Oh my god. Whatever. So let's fix Firebot so you guys can actually talk. Hey, hey, hey. There, chat works. I. This is just sad. Okay. Okay. There we go. This fixed on Twitch. Can we fix it on the YouTubes super quick before, you know, everything falls over there? This is Icy Null's Reawakening Troubleshoot Edition. Please hold. Let's see. See, do I see my current stream up here? Oh, wait. Oh, I can change it. Beautiful. Okay. So, let me just summarize for the people in the back what I just did. Assuming I can be heard, let's actually verify that first, because with the luck I've been having, I wouldn't be surprised if that's fallen over too. Ba 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 ba. Blah blah blah. Blah blah blah. Okay, I can be heard. Verified. Everything works. So, what did I just do? Basically, Restream has a thing where you can send multiple channels out to multiple places, which is great in theory. Except it is so incredibly annoying about how it does things. It used to be a lot better, but these days you have to plan your stream the exact way it likes to be planned. And if you do it in any way different, it doesn't like it. So just now, for example, it told me I had all my channels live, which I didn't. Only Twitch was going out initially, and YouTube wasn't. It was telling me that the Restream live with Restream text was going to title and description, which when I looked at the Twitch dashboard, it wasn't. It was actually sending some really old stream that I planned last year and forgot to delete. So it's a big old mess, and I'm gonna have to look into Adam's offering soon because I'm getting really sick of this happening. It's been a number of times that this happened now, and it's super unprofessional, and I'm not loving that happens. So I fixed it as good as I could. We'll have to see if things come out properly in all the places, but yeah, it's getting a little bit frustrating. I wasn't here last week. And I wasn't here last week because my computer blew up. I deleted the driver, as you do sometimes, and that essentially caused my entire computer to decide to not want to live anymore. So I had to essentially reset everything, so rebuild a whole bunch of things. People who could see just now saw that my logo was ginormous for a bit. I got rid of it because it was, yeah, not doing what I wanted it to do. I'll put it back once I've worked out why that's happening. Probably I just got the wrong image. Like, I had to rebuild IC0's scene from scratch, basically, from assets that I still had lying around somewhere, and I may have just used the wrong logo. It may have been... I think what I did, actually, was I used the logo for the YouTube profile rather than the logo for that's supposed to be in the screen, so that'll be what it was. I got the pixel things and everything right, but I did not actually verify if the picture was the right picture, which it wasn't. So that'll be fixed post-stream. For now, though, it's pretty actually good that it's gone, because we're going to need the entire screen to look at what we're going to be looking at today. It's not going to be hacking today. That'll be coming up probably again next week. I do want to bring... next week I'm probably not here, but next stream, rather. I do want to pick the hackings back up. It's been a minute since we did that, and this is a hacking channel, so pretty be good to go back to form, at least for a little while. What I want to do today is look at the CSUn AT exhibitor list and go through a number of the tools that are listed there to see if, one, it actually helps accessibility forward, which it may not. Two, if I, as a actual blind tech user, would use it. And three, if it's actually actively harmful to the various industries that it claims to help, which may very well happen. I'm going to bring it up on a Chrome window. We're just going to go through what we can find as we do. It's a bit of a cricky-cracky stream today. I have a lot of things that are not quite where I'd like them to be currently. There's a lot of things I have to fix and redo, so some things, in particular Tangia on this channel, will not work currently. I need to fix that. But chat works. You can talk to me, you can ask me questions, and I feel for this kind of stream, it's not super helpful to have SpongeBob come into stream and wreck the screen anyway, so I'm not super fussed about the fact that that's currently not necessarily doing what it's supposed to. I'm gonna get an incognito window because I want the official experience. And then once I have the thing open, I will put it on the screen and we can look at it together. Let's see. I need to Google it, and Google is being a Google. The sound of today. Let me just the days today and tech. I think in accessibility in particular, the sound that uniquely summarizes where tech is right now, accessibility wise, is this sound. Ugh. And that's the sound I make often when I'm doing stuff. It's usually the sound I make when I'm trying to go fast and something is preventing me from doing that for a completely arbitrary and unnecessary reason. So if I'm just doing my thing and people are watching me doing my thing and I'm just on the couch and I'm doing stuff I know how to do, but it's slowing me down, you'll get that sound. And I need to find an emote to describe that particular sound because it is very apt for this channel in particular. Basically, what we're looking into a lot of the times is the manifestation of that sound in the world. And I think what we're going to find in today's little spelunking is that the is well represented in what we're going to be looking at. It's not even a sound of disgust. It's a sound of I am being slowed down for no specific reason, and it's annoying me. That's the definition of that sound. Okay, I have the thing open. Let me put a little window capture on the screen so we can see it, and then we can start looking at this stuff together. Where's OBS gone? Here we are. Oops. Nope. My bad. Here, sometimes the comes from me. Sometimes I do something wrong, but more often than not, it does not. I am not a genius. I am a competent user, but sometimes, yeah. We'll call this CSUn window. And we'll catch this particular window. There we go. We'll also move it so I don't disappear out of view. There we go. Fill up the screen. Beautiful. I am doing a super quick check, and then we can start. Yeah, okay, the window is definitely past the cameras. Kind of love that my webcam now also shows what shirt I'm wearing. It's definitely an improvement. Anyway, let's just read the top of this page. It says, in accordance with the Advent privacy policy, we use cookies to provide... we already have an moment. This is one that we get a lot, particularly here in Europe. Cookie bow, chicky bow is I love you. Okay, it's a lot we get in Europe, like particular. I've seen it in the US, of course, as well, but I do see it a lot more commonly here when I'm in Europe. Partly because we care about privacy, and at least we okay, let me put it this way. We give the illusion that we care about privacy more than the US does. I don't know if we actually do. I don't know. But but let me just start from this page, because this page is already a very interesting experience for screen reader users. Let me put the speech through so we can hear it. Because yeah, it's it may have been fixed by now. A couple of days ago, this was a bit of a minefield. Let's see if it's better.
We are excited to host a comprehensive lineup of research for exhibitors.
Yeah. Let's just click the first thing. Okay, the first thing we have is
logo. To get missing image descriptions, open the context menu. Unlabeled graphic A3s. Accessibility as a service. Continuous compliance made simple. 1206 button.
Okay, so I see a few things wrong with this. For one, A3's accessibility is misspelled in this logo. It says accessibility. The logo is always there on the button, which means if you don't have Google's image description things on, you're going to get that unlabeled image. Right-click to turn on the Google description things every single time you see this image. And there is an image on all of these buttons because all these companies have logos and they didn't properly hide them. So say goodbye to scrolling through these quickly. You can't. Let's start with just the first one. A3S, accessibility as a service. Continuous compliance made simple. Okay, let's press the button, see what happens. Let's press the button, see what happens. Press the button and see what... Hello? Yeah, so obviously this is bad. I know what's happening. I've seen this before and I can fix it, but if you are an accessibility don't have my bleep button, I have to do it myself. If you are an accessibility conference focused on assistive technology, these kinds of mistakes are unforgivable. I'm sorry. You fucked up. I'd happen to know that this uses a pre-built conference system that already exists. You can configure a bunch of things, but it already exists. It's not a homegrown website. And I've already told the people that govern this that this is a problem. But I'm pretty sure this conference is almost over and it has not been fixed. Is it over? I'm actually not sure how long it goes. It might go until the end of the week, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty much done. This kind of mistake cannot happen. I'm very sorry, but if we are out there as accessibility professionals and we're trying to make sure that companies do better, and then you lot representing accessibility make this kind of mistake, we are completely incredible at this point. Thank you for helping. Anyway, let's go to the first thing. What's actually happening is that a modal has been added to the bottom of the DOM that has 2 buttons in it, a website button and some social media presence you can go to. So yeah, beautiful that. Let's have a look at the A3S accessibility as a service website. Okay, here we are. This is this is a new place. First thing we see is 88. Okay. Okay, oh no, this is actually correct. I thought it was funny, but it's fine. Okay, the first thing I see is a slider of content. Now it says so-and-so remediated. Now it says form made screen reader accessible. Now it says navigation and landmark structure added. And that constantly goes on and on and on. This pings my screen reader every few seconds, making it actually very difficult for me to read what this page is trying to tell me. This is the very first thing I see when I land on a supposed accessibility as a service remediation company. This is essentially you going to the gym because you want to lose weight. You go to the gym, you want to lose weight. You just ate, you hit the taquitos a bit much as of late. I can relate. And you go to the gym because you want to lose weight. Like you want to bulk up. You want to be a proper, what is it, Sigma, Alpha, whatever the fuck letter they assigned to that now. You want to be that, and you want to like bulk up and get all the muscles. And there's this huge man telling you, and I don't mean huge in a muscly way. I mean huge in a taquitos way, which is completely cool. But you know, that's the stereotype we're leaning into for just a little second here. Bear with me for just a second. This person, 5 times as large as you are, tells you that he knows the secret of getting slim. And he's going to tell you. Are you going to trust that person? Like, I mean, I'm sorry. Maybe he does have the secret. Maybe he's just not living the life that he knows he should be living. That could be. But right now, what I'm seeing is essentially exactly that. A sick doctor. I'm seeing a divorced marriage counselor. I'm seeing a fish who doesn't know how to swim and is teaching others how to swim. I am seeing a pop star giving singing lessons who can only sing with auto-tune. This is not good, guys. You cannot get away with these kinds of things. What do you supposedly do? Yeah, is this an AI thing? Is that what this is? Accessibility made... See, it interrupted me. Accessibility made simple for local and county government. Government. A3S pairs expert accessibility teams with public sector workflows to help local and county government officers reach and maintain showing WCAG 2.2 AA compliance. We bring... Every time I pause, I have to click away one of the things. We bring legal defensibility, real remediation, and Proactive monitoring to every engagement. Really? Because what I'm seeing, this would literally get you sued. If you pull this shit on a government website, you're gonna get sued. It's that simple. In the US, you cannot get away with doing this. I don't know where you're based. Maybe that's listed somewhere, but this is not okay, guys. Showing yeah, it does seem to be focusing on municipal and county, so I'm guessing they don't charge as much as a lot of other companies do.
Speech no link, get link, talk to compliance team. Out of region common misconception. Showing
Can we
contact phone, my
see
vendor already handles accessibility. Why do I need A3? Civic plus heading level Granicus Drupal slash A3 fills the gap. Your vent Drupal slash Tyler Technologies.
Drupal and
Platform
Tyler
only.
Technologies?
Showing 14
platform
real
only,
results
okay.
from
Do we see, where are these people? Can we find that out?
real fixes on accessibility fixes. Carousel 4-phase accessibility workflow. Real critical impact.
Can we pause
Heading
the
level 3
carousel? I'm actually
contact form.
curious.
Previous slide pause button. Carousel pause
Yes,
button.
okay, let's pause it. At least that'll stop it from interrupting me. At least they got that down. A lot of the times you can't
public facing
pause these.
PDF.
Oh, there's more.
Carousel
Pause
navigate
button didn't work.
Carousel go to slide 2. Go to slide next. What is A3s and real fair go pause preview. My vendor already 03.
I pressed pause. It's still going, at least for me.
Real fair go next. What is it? How does it? What real fair go to slide pause button. Play.
Okay. Now it's paused. I had to press it twice for some reason. Okay. Okay. We can now look at the website. We had to go painstakingly find the pause button to make that not constantly pop. So hey, good job on making the carousel experience as annoying for blind people as it is for everybody else. Kudos. Okay, let's see. What else we got here?
Our 4-phase access legal protect frequently asked questions heading level. Click content info making the web access copyright 2026 A3s. Accessibility.
This is a service. A perspective tester. Okay. I'm laughing.
Navigation landmark.
I'm laughing because I know these people. At least I know the person behind this. I'm wondering if it's still the same folks.
Heading level 3 legal.
I should probably tell them that website stinks.
Support links navigation landmark links speech
but yeah, this is apparently made by a smaller party. I'm not going to talk bad about people I know things about. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's professional. But it does explain a few things to me, and I hope they learn from this. I'll have to send them an email after this to explain that the things are very obnoxious. The slider, okay. But yeah, they have a LinkedIn presence. They seem to be very new. They have copyright 2026, so it's still actively being updated. That's good. And yeah, A3S, accessibility as a service. What does that stand for? A3? Oh, AAAS, right? So triple AS. Gotcha. Is this helpful? Actually, now I can actually look at the website. It says A3S pairs accessibility teams with public sector workflows to help local and county government offices reach and maintain WCAG 2.2 AA compliance. We bring legal defensibility, real remediation, and proactive monitoring to every engagement. Municipal and county specialists, Section 504 and 508, ADA Title II legal support. Get started, Sadoshi. Yeah, we're very much leaning into the legal side of things. We don't really care that we're fixing for humans. This is very much targeting business folks that need this accessibility problem gone. And we're going to see a lot of that in the coming time. There's a lot of services that do that. We don't really do accessibility for humans anymore. We do, we do. We do accessibility for humans who might complain and sue us. That's what it is now. Is that fair? Is that great as a feeling, as a person who actually needs these things to do right? No, that's not a great feeling. Is it sad that we have to essentially lower ourselves to this level, even though these standards have existed for decades now? No, that's not great either. No one in the accessibility force wants to be the accessibility police. We all want to make sure that we get people to just do things right because they are right and because they help people. It's just really hard for people to make people care about people, apparently. Money is more important. Not getting sued is more important. And we're going to see a lot of that kind of verbiage with these kind of remediation-first companies. Apparently they fix things, they look at things and then fix them. And there'll be the token, this is good for people and we care about people and this is the right thing to do statement somewhere in their accessibility statement, no doubt. But we're first and foremost, all these laws being listed here, all these specialties, Section 504, Section 508, Title 2, this is very much, we keep you out of legal trouble, first and foremost. We don't really care about that we're helping people, that we're fixing it for people. We're making sure you don't get sued. Legal defensibility is doing a lot of heavy lifting in this particular case. Talk to the compliance team. Let's not do that. Common misconception. My vendor already handles accessibility. Why would I need A3S? You're using a heading to make text look bigger. That's an accessibility bad practice. It's the most common question we hear and the most dangerous assumption a municipality can... Yeah, so they're really focusing on municipalities, small cities, counties, not so much like big public sector. And that's a niche. That's good. I'm glad that they do that. And they have a couple of reasons here. They have a couple of like, okay, this is better. Essentially, this is better. They have a couple of heading 3s where they list a couple of clients who thought their vendor was already fixing it for them, mostly overlays. I'm sure we'll see some of those as well if we get that far down. But yeah, no, this is yeah. This is basically that. Like, I can't say much more about this. They're very much, will keep you out of trouble. I don't know how fair they are. I've worked with at least the I've worked with what I'm assuming is the founder of this company a few years ago, and I think he does definitely get it. I'm just not sure to what degree he's able to convey that to other people, basically. Let's go to the next one. Accessibility officer. Accessibility officer. Okay. Ability is our middle name. That is true. Well, it's technically just the second half of your first name, but let's run with it. Let's look what this is, because this sounds like it's coming for my job, basically. Accessibility officer. Ability is our middle name. Yep, let's have a look what they do. Error. Forbidden. Well, I don't think I get to see this as a poor European. Forbidden. Well, it's not accessible from Europe, so I don't think I can really say much about this. What I'm assuming this is some kind of AI bot, maybe that... well, I mean, it says it, right? Accessibility officer. It might be either a Chrome extension or an AI or some kind of other thing that essentially does some or all of the work that an accessibility officer would do. And an accessibility officer, the nomenclature there is very apt and also very sad, because what it often comes down to in companies, in the industry, is that there is a single accessibility officer in a company, and they represent people who are blind, legally blind, fully blind, somewhat partially sighted, colorblind, the mobility impaired, cognitively impaired, all the impairments, all the disabilities, all like covered by one person who essentially has to swim against the current against all the other teams who have no idea what they're doing in this space, and they think they'll know better. So you're both basically doing two things as accessibility officer. You are a representative of every single disability in existence, which is very difficult. But also you are a teacher of an unruly classroom of a bunch of kids that don't want to learn because they think they know it already. So you're essentially two things at once. Many people burn out doing this. Heck, I came close a few times as well. It's difficult. And I think it's a double whammy for people who actually have a disability, because you are essentially the person that has to represent all these disabilities and push these things through, but you're also the scapegoat and the target when people say that, whatever you're trying to say or what trying to do is not important enough to deal with yet. You essentially get told on a somewhat daily basis that, well, you're going to have to wait. Like, the people that are with you, that you represent, and that you're also part of, are going to have to wait. Maybe forever. Maybe for 5 years. Maybe it's 10 minutes. We don't know yet. And yeah, that is pretty tough to constantly weather through. It's a lot. Again, a lot of people burn out, and a lot of people stay in the industry, particularly people who have a disability, because they feel, and I feel comfortable saying this, a lot of people who are in accessibility because they have a disability are in accessibility because they feel that that's where they can do the most good, or because they think that their disability gives them the skill set that would allow them to do well in such a position, or because they figure they have nothing else to do or nowhere else to go. It's very rarely something they actually want to be doing. I don't think many disabled folk dream of being an accessibility person for a company that outright doesn't care, needed a token disabled person. But that is unfortunately often what does happen. So yeah, I can't really say much about this one. This is forbidden. I could go on a VPN, but I'll mess with the stream. So I might look into this on my own time and see what it is. But this is not a great look to start with. I guess it's America only, and I'm not invited. So let's close it. Next one. What is the next one? Accessibility Shield. Boost productivity and reduce costs. The platform to manage Title II and software development. I know these people too, so I'm going to not say too much about it in order to not be partial. I'm going to try to be as objective as I possibly can. Accessibility Shield, the name makes me wonder. Immediately, my mind goes to legal again. Like, who are we shielding? Are we shielding the companies from being sued? Or are we shielding the customer from a bad accessibility experience? I don't know what they're doing these days. I spoke to them a few months ago, and back then they were doing a thing. I have no idea if that's still what they're doing, but that's the first thought I have when I hear Accessibility Shield is we're shielding from the responsibility of accessibility, which I don't think is what they're going for. I think that's me reading into things, and that's why I'm saying I'm trying to be objective and impartial here. I'm pretty sure that's not what they mean. So let's have a look at their blurb to see if it makes it a bit more clear. We can schedule a demo. We can see their auditing partners. They have design partners. They have corporate businesses. It's a lot of people. Armor platform. Oh dear. Can I buy chainmail here? I wonder. ADA services. Okay. Digital accessibility platform, boost productivity and reduce costs. Okay. Experience seamless integration with auto/computer scanning, manual test recordings, full team collaborations, and progress tracking, all in one simple, powerful, efficient, and affordable platform. Achieve ROI from day one. Okay. I see a couple of images here. One has the alt text of manual audit. Not sure what that means. One has it that says boost business, and one says project lists. And then we have women on phone giving OK sign. Then we have capture issues, terms agreement, trending dashboard, integrated agile testing, trending dashboard again, competitive edge, capture issues again, standard quality control, project lists, again, man in wheelchair having office job. That sounds dirty somehow. Is the office job to their liking, I wonder? Manual audit again, manual audit again, manual audit again. Find out how we can assist you. Complete Title II management solution, okay. A built-in AI-driven VPAT creation and tracking system with ongoing vendor compliance and risk assessment. Learn more. Okay, learn more on a link like this on its own, with its own, like on its own line with no other context is an accessibility bad practice. You want to make sure that that link is more contextualized in the way that it says, like, learn more about XYZ, learn more about ABC. It's not a WCAG requirement, but it is one of those things that you just learn to poke at when you do this for a while. Because if I were to tab around this page and I land on this link, I have no idea what I'm learning more about. If I look at the URL, which I can do, I can see it shows me about the complete Title II management solutions page, but that's not something everyone's going to try to do. And then there's probably a couple more learn mores on this page. Yep, that makes it even worse. So yeah, again, I'm seeing small little blips that immediately turn me off this company, because I'm seeing that clearly they themselves have not given their website their due diligence. It works, it's all reachable, but it could be better. And if you're going to remediate accessibility for me, I want to make sure that you are 100% accessibility and up to date with the latest best practices, which you clearly are not. So I'm not sure who we're shielding, but the shield seems to have a couple of weak points from what I can see, unfortunately. Let's keep going. I'm not Okay, I do want to make sure before we start going to them, I'm not just shitting on these companies because they are after my job or because they do something I do. I expect perfection or excellence in some respects when someone says they are competent at something, when someone says they can keep a company out of legal hot water or remediates software. So, you know, again, we saw a lot of legal mumbo jumbo there, a lot of laws being referred to. Laws are very specific and laws are very unforgiving. If you don't get these things right and someone has enough of an annoying day to sue you, you need to be able to show off that you know your stuff. And I'm not seeing that on this website. Um, I hope they improve it. Maybe this will give it. Ultimately, I would love for more companies to exist that do more accessibility work, and ultimately, I wish there would not be needed. They wouldn't be needed, and we just have everyone just do it because it's part of the software development life cycle rather. But that's just not happened yet. So yeah, the more people, the better. Honestly. All right. What's the next one? Agiga Incorporated. I don't know these people. Empower every life. That's a lot of lives you're empowering there, guys. Let's have a look at Agiga. I know Amiga. That's like a computer. What is Agiga? Agiga Inc. So I'm guessing an American company? Oh, here we are. Okay, so they make something called the Echo Vision Smart Glasses for the Blind. That's the first graphic I see. What do these things do? Let's have a look. We have an about, we have a we have an about, and then we have a new drop down. I don't know what the new drop down is, but that doesn't look good. See an image without alt text. And then we can pre-order the Echo Vision smart glasses wrapped in a wrong heading level. We can go to the Facebook page, the YouTube page, and then here is the first heading. Agiga's mission: empower every life. Okay. I don't think lives can lives be empowered? I think lives can be enriched and people can be empowered, but can lives be empowered? Me picking at the language here. This may not be a first language English first language people, so I'm not going to be too much annoying about that. But hey, is this page only half loading? The only thing I see is this. Let me reload it, see if that helps. So yeah, the final line for me is that heading that says Agiga's mission is empower every life. We can click the about page. There's not much else here though. See if about helps at all. About us. Agiga, a Silicon Valley startup, established in 2024 and backed by venture capital, is committed to enriching daily life through the power of AI. Our founders, seasoned engineers from leading tech companies such as Amazon and Google, bring a wealth of experience and expertise to our innovative endeavors. Our team: Xiaoran Man, CEO; Huasong Cao, CTO; James Chen, Director of Engineering. I'm not going to read all these names. Get in touch. Contacts: that
Speed 40894 heading level 6 Ka 40894052215.
That has a very interesting characters around it. I'm not sure what that is. Maybe Asian. Yeah, so it's agiga.ai. There's not much here for me to comment on, honestly. I see a generic, we make the world better with AI things. One thing I'm not seeing is that they're actually working with the community they're claiming to help. We only have a bunch of tech bros here, which I'm not using that word pejoratively. That's just what I'm seeing. These are people from tech companies that have joined together to make a product. I don't know what you guys do. There's nothing here that I can really comment on. You make the Echo Vision smart glasses. I see that much. We could see. Maybe if clicking that link takes us somewhere. Let's try that. So I've clicked the pre-order now, or at least something of that nature. And I'm wondering if that'll take us anywhere. Let's go pre-order. Let's go buy this thing. We can see how much expensive it is. Okay, so this is the Introducing the Echo Vision, revolutionizing independence for the blind and low vision community. Okay, so maybe there's more information here. There's a YouTube video. Okay. Can we see the YouTube video?
Giga has invited 4 people who are blind to demo their new Echo Vision glasses. The following is their first reactions.
Hello, George. We have the Echo Vision here for you.
Oh.
They're right here in front of you.
All right.
In the living room, Kevin hands George, a blind veteran, the Echo Vision glasses. With the press of a button, George gets his first scene description.
Okay. Is that audible? I can't really tell. Let me make sure it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we can hear that. Okay. So I'm not gonna play the entire video because I don't want to get copyright struck, and I think I might if I do. But basically, what I'm seeing is the video has been sort of audio described. Good. We see that blind people have at least been consulted. Good. First person we're seeing is a blind veteran, which tells me they haven't always been blind. That is certainly a target audience, but I think it's a good idea to make that known. I myself would have a very different experience from what this person that we're about to see probably has. The first thing we're seeing is a scene description. I'm going to tell you now that that's going to come up a lot. A lot of these AI tools do this. And the way they do that is simply through sending an image to an AI provider up in the cloud and giving it a prompt of, describe this for a person who can't see. There is apps on your smartphone that do the same thing. Envision AI does this. Be My Eyes has an AI that does this. Ira has a thing that does this. And you can literally go to Cloud or Gemini or anything of that nature and have this done for you as well. So I'm glad that this is coming up now, so I can address it right now. A lot of these devices are likely going to make this seem like it's a really big thing. It really isn't. Like, there's a lot of ways to do this already, and this set of glasses is essentially doing exactly what the Envision glasses are doing here in the Netherlands, what the Be My Eyes app is doing if you have a smartphone. Obviously the comfort of a pair of glasses matters here. You could combine that with prescription lenses. So if you have some sight, you could amplify that sight and make the most of it. If you don't, you have your hands free, so you can press a button and the glasses will make either a video recording or take a picture and describe what's in it. The most mainstream device that does this already are the Meta glasses. They don't describe video. They do describe pictures if you ask it nicely. So I'm very curious what this is going to bring to the table. I think, speed it up a tiny bit so I don't get in trouble.
On the left, a man with dark hair and a beard is holding a camera, wearing a black t-shirt and dark pants. In the center, there is a woman wearing a patterned blouse and dark
Kick_harder
pants.
just hit me up on Discord for more tips. Titan FPX.
Hit you up on Discord for more tips. You haven't given any tips yet, friend.
Good description.
There's a pop quiz after this. Most tech hasn't been built for us, and even when it has, I haven't felt fully understood.
Okay. That feels very markety, but this is definitely a mood. A lot of tech we're going to find has a lot of non-blind people behind it, but very little actual touch points with the community. It seems like these people have at least tried. That is honestly more than a lot of the times that we see it. It's interesting. I was gonna speed this up, but I can't seem to find the button for it.
And at the Giga, we are changing that.
This is Kevin. He's been blind since age 14, and he's worked at Apple and Google.
I think I know who that is. Is that Kevin Chow? Anyway, he, again, is someone who went blind later in life. This is also someone who I would expect knows that there's a lot of tech that already does this, so I'm not too sure why he is so happy.
He's now the chief visionary and evangelist at Agiga.
He's a visionary because he's blind. Get it? It's funny.
I gave myself that title because the blind community has a clear vision of what products like Echo Vision should be.
I'm pretty sure I know you.
Echo Vision looks like everyday glasses with buttons on each temple.
Yeah, so do the Meta glasses, the Envision glasses, and a bunch of other glasses that do the exact same thing.
The left for power, photos, and video.
Okay.
The right for cueing Echovision's AI.
All right.
Kevin hands Joel, a blind accessibility expert, the Echovision glasses. Joel enters live AI scene description mode.
Again, this is also something you can do with mainstream tech like the Meta glasses. Maybe not as good because I'm not sure what the model behind it is used, but this is not new.
Is the microwave built in or is it on the counter? Describe this room. What type of video camera? What I normally will do is I will go as far as I can with that item until I run out of questions, and Echovision got me to run out of questions today. That's it. And I know you guys keep calling it a prototype, but I used production glasses that have more hiccups than this. So that's empowering to me.
That's fair. These things can definitely be in Dutch we can say temperamental. It's not a word in English, but they can be a little interesting, and sometimes, like, you know, this is an AI, this is an LLM you're talking to, so at times you get the complete wrong thing. If you're not looking at the exact thing you want described, it won't describe it to you, or sometimes it will emphasize things that you actually don't care about. Say you're looking at an error message on a computer screen and it's looking at the wall behind it and it's describing that there's smudges on the wall or something. Or you're trying to get the text of a letter and it's telling you all about the embroidery on the coaster that's below it. This is still a problem with these kinds of things, and I'm assuming that when these apps get smarter, you can give them specific prompts to essentially say, like, look for these kinds of things. Tell, you know, the AI that you're trying to read a letter and it'll focus on the letter. Right now, I don't think these glasses would let you do that, but maybe I'm wrong. I've not played these.
This makes me want to take this on my next trip.
Kevin hands Mary, a blind retiree, the Echovision glass.
Okay, so we're really focusing on, like, the older community, I'm feeling. People who may just not be aware of all the tech that's already out there. I might again be reading into things, but it is a bit obvious to me.
Mary presses the AI button for person description.
A man with short, straight black hair, eyes that seem focused.
You get a lot of dates this way?
Yeah, don't do that. You'll be found a creeper and kicked out of stores. It's already happened a few times. This is also assuming, this is leaning into the, well, maybe not the stereotype, but leaning into the assumption that blind people actually want to know what people look like, which some do, absolutely. I personally forget really quickly what someone looks like. Even my, like, partner, I forget what they look like because it just doesn't stick. It's data that I rarely need to reference, so it doesn't really stay. And believe me, if you're going to be in a meeting room and you're going to, like, ask your glasses to describe every single person in the room, it's going to be extremely awkward. You're going to alienate yourself and you might get fired. So it's one of those things that, yes, it sounds great in a vacuum if you live all by yourself, or maybe with other blind people who will essentially, I don't know, shrug their shoulders and decide, you know, it's a blind thing, so we'll just do it. But even some blind people are very uncomfortable with this being a thing because, you know, you don't know what you're photographing, you don't know what you're sending off to a server somewhere. You don't know if there's things you're not aware that are in the frame that should not be in the frame. You could be outside photographing a baby that's just walking past in a stroller. You could be looking up someone's skirt without realizing when you're, you know, up on a ladder or something. There could be all sorts of, like, interesting things you may not be aware of that you're sending off to who God knows where, and a lot of people don't feel super comfortable using these kinds of things for that because the AI will not always tell you. If there's NSFW content, they will ignore it or tell you it can't help you with that. So there is a lot of buts and ifs to this. I do get what they're going for essentially, but it's a bit interesting.
The experience for me as a first-time user was that it's fairly instantaneous in giving feedback. I got a pretty good amount of detail about Kevin's face. You're not ugly.
I don't know. I feel this is really scripted. Maybe it's not. But I've been in, like, videos like this myself, and I kind of know how it generally tends to work, and this feels extremely, like, rehearsed to me.
Kevin hands Nicole, a blind student, the Echovision glasses.
Okay, student.
She presses the AI button for a transit route preview.
Walk to Castro and Yosemite and take bus number 51 at 4:08 p.m. to Mountain View Transit Center.
Everything I needed to know to make a decision.
Yeah, that's okay. That's pretty clever. I know that, for example, the WeWalk, the smart cane from Turkey, does this too. You can actually get down to the stop instructions. It'll tell you on the bus when you're reaching your stop, things of that nature. So yes, definitely people do have a need for this, and this is helpful.
That's what's empowering. It gives you back the power to make decisions for your life.
Let's try the book reading mode. There we go. Okay.
George presses the AI button and enters dedicated reading mode. He sits on the couch, holds up a book, and the EchoVision glasses read the pages to him.
A warranty in which one Robert Mares sold 35 acres to Philip. Next page.
I was able to read a full page.
Yeah. I can see this working. I can definitely see this working. Obviously, AI being what it is, it may honestly just confabulate or hallucinate things on the page or the entire page itself. So you need to be careful with this. And also, it may not be super immediately easy to get the entire page in focus. You have no idea like how far you need to zoom out the camera essentially to get the entire page to focus. There needs to be some kind of mechanism to make sure that this just works. TM. Maybe there is. I haven't used these glasses before, but yeah, that could certainly be one reason why you would want to do this. Then again, you could also just read an audiobook or read a Kindle book. There is nothing stopping you from doing that. But if you really like paper books for whatever reason, this could be very helpful. What I do wonder about is how efficient this would be. If you're going to a bookstore and you want to like look through a bunch of books, I think that's where this will quickly fall over, because you can ask the AI, like, identify what books are on the shelf, and then tell me, like, what number, like the second, third from the left book is the book I want. I think at that point, you're going to find that the AI makes a lot of mistakes. At least in my experience, it's not great at localizing things like that. But yeah, I think I've seen enough of this video. I want to see what else is in this page real quick. But yeah, the book reading could also be, for example, used for menu reading. If you're in a restaurant that needs you to make a choice off a menu, that could be a very good way to do it. You could still look at the actual menu and see. Again, though, you don't need a dedicated accessibility pair of glasses for this. You could do this with the Meta AI glasses too. It's not tuned for it, but you'd probably be able to get at least the very gist of what you're looking at. Let's see what they say themselves. Empowering independence, one view at a time. EchoVision is not just another smart glasses. It's a gateway to independence, knowledge, and boundless possibilities. Designed with and for the blind and low vision community. EchoVision empowers individuals to access visual information effortlessly and live life hands-free. Key features: live describe assistance. Imagine knowing what's in front of you without asking for help. I know what's in front of me without asking for help. There's a screen in front of me, has a camera on top of it, there's a wall behind it, there's a robot to the left of it, and to the right there is currently a thing that's powering my microphone. I don't need to ask an AI for that. With EchoVision, simply press a button and receive live, detailed descriptions of your surroundings. If I don't have to ask a question, that could actually be helpful, not gonna lie. The big issue with this right now is that you constantly have to prompt the AI what you want it to do. You know, describe this room. What am I looking at? What makes you look like a poser? Because you can often not do that a lot of the time. Because you'd be talking over someone, you'd be awkward. And you could also just ask the person sitting next to you at that point, if you're going to ask someone anyway. And yes, that is harder a lot of the time, and maybe they don't have the attention for you, but you're going to get their attention if you're talking to your glasses anyway. So yeah, if there's like a button pattern you can press in order to just instantly get a description of what's in front of you, I can see that being helpful in combination, for example, with taking pictures of, I don't know, for example, a tourist destination or a museum exhibit. I could see that being very helpful. That's something the Meta glasses do not currently offer. Okay, whether you're navigating a crowded street or exploring a new environment, EchoVision is your trusted guide. As long as you have internet, good internet, as long as you can hear the Echo glasses over all the noises around you. But yes, true. Hands-free remote assistants. Need a helping hand? EchoVision allows you to call your favorite remote assistants like Ira, Agent, or Be My Eyes volunteers without lifting a finger. I mean, you need to press the button, right? Oh, our hands-free feature ensures you get the support you need while keeping your hands available for other tasks. I don't want to be difficult or anything, but any glasses you wear are going to be hands-free. That's not a feature. It's part of the design of how glasses work. They hang from your ears, not your hands. What I'm missing here is being able to video call a person that you trust with important documents, for example. I don't see that being listed. And you don't always want to do that with Ira or Be My Eyes, particularly not in Europe. It's peace of mind guaranteed, again, until the battery runs out or the or the radio the Wi-Fi connection isn't good. Open ear Bluetooth audio, yeah, I mean, again, that's how glasses would work. Speakers don't really have any other ways of doing it. Immerse yourself in the rich sound of your favorite music with EchoVision's stereo audio speakers. Oh, now it's a music player too. Effortlessly connect via Bluetooth to your phone and enjoy superior audio quality. The open ear audio technology delivers crystal clear sound while allowing you to remain aware of your surroundings, ensuring both safety and awareness. Question, do they leak like a motherfucker? Because if it's an open ear design and it's not bone conduction, I think they might. Best of all, others in the room won't hear a thing. Okay, well, I guess it's not. More features coming. We have more features in the plans. We will share upcoming. Does this have a price? More than just features. Lightweight and fashionable. I can't judge that. I don't know if they're fashionable. Technical specifications. Let's have a look. System on a chip. It's a Qualcomm Snapdragon. That says nothing.
Restream bot just squawked. YouTube, at Don't Mind Being Blind. Hi. So does CSUn have all their booths online?
No, they don't. Don't Mind Being Blind. They basically have a list of exhibitors where you can like look at all the companies that are coming to the event. I can't see what specifically they're doing.
Restream bot just squawked. YouTube, at Don't Mind Being Blind. The metas are better.
Qualcomm Snapdragon. That's like saying there is a processor in this. I don't know how much RAM. I don't know what the clock speed is. I don't know how many cores. This is not helpful. Camera resolution, 13 megapixels. Doesn't sound great. It would work, but we've certainly gotten better shooters in phones. 2 stereo speakers with open ear technology for immersive sound without blocking ambient. I don't know what open ear technology is supposed to mean in this case. Any speaker that's going to be over your ears is going to be open ear. Omnidirectional mic with noise cancellation. Okay, can I have specs? What is the frequency response? What is the noise cancelling profile? Connectivity. Bluetooth 5.3, relatively recent. Bluetooth low energy, dual band Wi-Fi. Okay, so they're going above and beyond a little bit there because a lot of devices still don't support 5 gigahertz. Interface, voice control, 2 physical buttons, 1 on each side. Touchpad on the left side. I guess that's for volumes and things. Okay. Experience. I would like to see what it costs, guys. I don't want to see more YouTube videos. Can we do that? News and insights. Pioneer update. Interview with Carrie on accessibility. Carrie, that's funny. So, okay. So what? Can you order this somewhere? Exclusive for pre-order customers. EchoVision webinar. Oh. EchoVision Pioneer pre-orders are now closed as of October 29. We are taking this time to review everything we learned from early. Okay, I don't see anything about pricing. Yeah, no, I don't see a price. Oh, this is a different site. We're no longer on agiga.com. Oh, yeah, we are. Never mind. Super quickly seeing if there's more to see, but I think this is all we have. Facebook page, YouTube page, yeah. Oh, we're back here now. Let's go back here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for the dollar sign, and I'm not seeing anything. I don't know what this costs. I can't find that. Probably a lot. But yeah, there's a lot of news here. There's a couple of interviews, a couple of coverage things that people have done. I see some Access On interviews. I see an NBC coverage. This is all from 2025, July 2025. But yeah, I don't see how much this would cost. My guess is going to be over 1,000 at least. And that brings up, monetary accessibility as well. Obviously, these things a lot of times are just way too expensive for people to buy. And that is why the Meta glasses were a bit of an outlier last year and the year before, because they were a couple hundred. And they did a lot of these things as well. They did a lot of these features, maybe not quite as good. Okay, it looks like this one isn't super bad, but yeah. Somewhere between the ballpark of 600 to 900. There's also the question, and that's a question with a lot of these tools, is the AI that they're using needs to come from somewhere. It's talking to some other service, probably OpenAI or Cloud AI or Gemini, Cloud, whatever they want to call that, Anthropic stuff. And that needs to be paid for. So at some point at some point, for one, it needs to be kept up to date because these models change, and old models need to be, at some point they get deprecated. So if it talks directly to a very specific model and that model goes under, then the glasses won't work anymore. So I would assume that there's an update mechanism for that to not happen. That needs to be updated though. If someone decides that the company goes under and they no longer have anyone to update these, now you have a problem because you cannot update these yourselves, I'm assuming. There's not really a way to do that. So you now have bricked $700 glasses, basically. They still look good, but they don't talk to you anymore. That's always the risk you take with these kinds of AI products. Like, the AI evolves, and sometimes it evolves the thing you're using away. We had this problem too with Braille note takers that ran Android, where you would still see Android-based note takers for the blind running Android 5 in like 2023, which even Google says, like, listen, you need to stop. That's way too old. And I do see these days that when devices with Android come out, it's a relatively recent version of Android, but I do feel that a lot of people were burned by the fact that these companies just don't keep that stuff up to date a lot of the time. So yeah, this is definitely not the worst I've ever seen. It's pretty good. And I'd be curious to see, like, they're talking to the community. That's already a lot more than most people can say, which is good. Yeah, let's keep an eye on this one. I'm not entirely sure how well this would work, but let's see. For example, Orcam, if you look specifically at the reading side of this, Orcam had a device you could clip to your glasses, a little camera, to read books for you. Essentially, you would make a picture of the page, or it would sort of look at the page and it would tell you the text. And I think it was pretty error prone. And that cost like $2,200, I think. And they have also ceased operations now. They don't really make these anymore. So, yeah, this stuff constantly changes. The prices constantly fluctuate. You need to be really careful about keeping an eye on that. Aira, I don't need to look at. I know what Aira does. Aira is essentially a visual interpreting service. Basically, what they do is they look through your camera and then they help you with whatever you ask them to help you with. The one thing that Aira has over Be My Eyes is that the agents go through training, and they're not just volunteers. They are trained to do what they do. And they can help you through things like TeamViewer and Quick Assist, but also with navigating outside if you need to get a certain place, because they can track where you are on Google Maps, and then they can also look up your direction and see where you're trying to go. It's pretty fun to use. Sometimes it is pretty prohibitively expensive. I think like 100 minutes costs you like $200 at this point. And you can get a subscription anywhere from like 20 minutes to like 150, and the prices go up proportionally. So if you use it a lot, that could be an option. But if you don't, you could just buy X minutes and then buy them again when you go through them. I personally use them very rarely these days. It can sometimes be helpful if I have to get somewhere quick and I can't find someone to help me, or I have to fix my computer and I can't find somebody to help me that I know that's in my circle. And it can be helpful for that. But as a whole, particularly because they're in the US and I am not, it can be a bit of a pain to essentially get them to do what I need them to do, particularly if things are in different languages or things of that nature. So yeah, Ira is Ira. Not much change there. I think they're doing an ASL thing now as well, so it's kind of interesting. But apart from that, it's just Ira. Alliant. Simple, seamless accessibility. I know of these people, but I don't know exactly what they do. So let's have a quick look-see. And don't worry, we're not going to go through them all this slowly. There's a bunch of things in this. Okay, this is Alliant. First thing I see is skip to accessibility statement. No, sorry, skip to content, then accessibility statement. Good way to do it. Systems, logins, customer support, contact us. Okay. We have a logo. The logo is not described. That's a choice. It doesn't have to be, but it's just something I indicate. It looks like these are just a remediation company. Simple, seamless, accessible. We make accessibility simple, seamless, and efficient for organizations, ensuring equitable access to digital document and printed information for people with disabilities. Speak with an accessibility expert. Okay, so far I'm liking a lot better what I'm seeing here than what I saw at Accessibility Shield, A3S, and those guys. Your journey to accessibility begins here. A comprehensive suite of accessibility solutions, ensuring equitable access to digital documents and printed information. Yeah, you said that already. Our accessibility services are purpose-built to empower organizations to achieve digital inclusivity and compliance. See, this is a very different tone right now. I haven't seen anything about legal yet. I haven't seen anything about laws. I haven't seen anything about being sued. We're really focusing on just achieving equal access for people. This is, if I'm looking for an accessibility company, this is kind of one of the things I look for. And so far, I'm liking this a lot better than what we saw before. And obviously, I am not a business person that needs to cover their ass legally. But yeah, learn more. That's a bit of a shame. I should email them about that. It's not great. PDF documents, learn more. Print solutions, learn more. Your resource center awaits. Empower your organization with the knowledge and tools to create inclusive experiences. Can we look at a few links? Visit resource center. Yep. The state of PDF. We have some. Okay. Yep. The heading structure is good. Connect with us. Follow us. Okay, it's 2 headings on the same level. It's an interesting choice. Yeah, I see that the company as well as the social media is in the link text. Overall, this is not terrible. I'm going to deduct points for those learn more links, but that's really all that I'm seeing wrong. Oh, this is a Canada company, it looks like. They're in Canada, Washington, D.C., and in Ogdensburg, New York. Is that how you say that? Ogdensburg. They're also in Australia and in Cairo, but not in Europe. Okay. Yeah. Again, these are just people that help organizations with accessibility. There's not much more I can say, really. It looks a lot better than the other ones we saw so far. Let's continue. Amazon. Okay, so we all know what Amazon does, but I don't know why they're here. Let's see if the page specifically takes us somewhere that's accessibility related. No, not really. I'm sure they have a few things going on with like their devices. Amazon TV has accessibility built in, so does Kindle, so does I think some of the Echo Show. Does the Echo Show have voice view these days? I actually don't know. It might. But yeah, Amazon has their own things going on. They don't always use Android stuff. They don't use TalkBack a lot of the time, I think. They use their own thing on their TVs and their Kindles. But yeah, they exist. Ambutech, really can't say much about Ambutech. Ambutech are cane makers. That's what they do. They make canes and they make cane tips, and you put them together and you have a cane. So yeah, I could go into all the various types of tips and why you would want to use them and things. But yes, Ambutech has been in the industry for a very long time. They're legit. They exist. They're even here in the Netherlands. American Printing House for the Blind. Again, they're an old hat in the industry. I think what they're doing in this case is showing off their Monarch, which is a... Actually, let's have a look if they have a specific page on their website that they take us
Molly
to.
Van just squawked. Hi, what did I miss?
We saw the Accessibility Shield and A3S, Accessibility as a Service, which essentially only talked about legal, and the A3S one had a really annoying slider that constantly pinged the screen reader. We also looked at the Envision glasses by Agiga, and I was cautiously intrigued, particularly because it doesn't seem super expensive, and they seem to actually be talking to blind people. But I'm also not super wowed because the Meta glasses do 99% of what these glasses do as well, and I think they're cheaper. So we are now looking at APH to see if it takes us to a specific page or just the home page. We just go to the home page. Okay, I'm going to take an educated guess then. They will be showing off their Monarch, which is a $20,000 Braille display. I think mostly aimed at the education sector, which shows multiple lines, and I think can also show images, although that is somewhat limited. I think you have to put them in the device somehow. You can't just use it as a computer screen. You have to essentially give it an image, and it just renders it afterwards, which can be great for things like graphs, diagrams for mathematics, physics. Please hold. The throat. I'm saying many words, and I'm not taking breaks. This is
Molly
making me
Van
go
just
bluff,
squawked,
bluff, bluff.
and it's using their own private proprietary library, mind you.
Oh, yeah. Monarch? Yeah, it would be. So yeah, APH, it's one of those things that sounds really great on paper, but if you dig into it, particularly that price, though, $20,000, I get it up to a point, but who's going to buy that? Angel Sense. Proactive safety for increased independence. I'm already annoyed by that name, Angel Sense. I need an angel watching over me. Okay.
Molly Van just squawked, so screw that device no matter how good it is. There was project to reverse engineer it. I haven't really followed that though.
Let's see. Oh, we have to click away a cookie consent prompt first for this one. Let me do that real quick. Angel Sense. Who is it for? How is it works? And testimonials. Okay, can I just see the homepage? See pricing. Let's do that after. Assistive technology for safety and independence. Designed for your loved one with special needs. I'm already puking. Okay, let's see. Free
Molly
device.
Van just squawked.
Ooh.
Also, your TTS is audible on the stream.
Yeah.
Not sure if that's intentional.
It's supposed to. Let me actually turn it off for a bit, though.
Speech mode off.
Wait, my TTS is in my chat? That should not actually be happening. I mean, it's not a huge issue, but it should not be happening.
Molly Van just squawked. Yep, the chat, and it's way louder than you too.
Yeah, don't even get me started on the volumes. I can't fix it. I'm using a device that I can't actually properly use. I have two devices right now that I can use because my GoXLR has died. So I can either use what I'm using now, which means I have very little control over practically anything, or I can use another device that I need someone to come in and help me with because it's touchscreen and it needs to be set up first. That is the streamer's landscape now. Jesus, sorry guys. Let me see what's happening with that TTS. Something odd is... Oh, I think I know what's going on. Edit effect. Where is that going currently? System default. Okay. Well, you should not be hearing that then, but I guess you are. I'll set it to my headphones manually. Manually. There. No more chat to the chat. Yeah, I'm curious, Molidvan. I said in the beginning of this stream that essentially the summary of tech these days is me trying to go really fast and then making a noise because something falls over that doesn't need to or has no reason to fall over and I need to fix it. And I figured that that would be something we'd see a lot in the coming time. Is that an experience you share? Like, has that been happening to you more often as well? Because it definitely has for me. All right, what is Angel Sense? Angel Sense is an assistive technology that includes a proactive monitoring and alerting system, an app for caregivers, and a wearable device with an auto pickup speakerphone and SOS button. This is very much aimed at, I'd say, either multiple disability people or senior citizens, not so much blind people, I would say. If it is targeted at blind people, then I feel sick, but... Have a safe school year with Angel Sense. Oh god. I'm getting what's that thing called? Watch Angel? The Black Mirror thing? Screen that you can constantly see what your kid's doing? Archangel. That's what it was. Archangel. See live tracking map, updated ETA, speed and detailed history for every ride. Emergency detection alerts. Get notified right away for...
Molly Van just squawked. Thanks for reminding me why I hate blind tech.
Get notified right away for elopement, unfamiliar places, late arrivals, and more. This is so incredibly easy to abuse. If this gets hacked, we have a problem. If this gets overused by parents, we have a problem. If this gets even used a little bit too much by parents, and let's make sure that people never learn to do things themselves, we have a problem. This is not a good idea in a lot of cases. It can be. I'm not saying it's completely pants. I can absolutely see uses for this, but this is so incredibly dangerous. Let your child into... Okay, so this is definitely tight activities, field trips, recess, and daily routines. Okay. Couple of things. What's the pricing for this? Autism Awareness Month sale. Okay, I'll blow me away. Choose your device. Wearable GPS, watch GPS. Your kit includes GPS device, magnetic key, 3 fasteners, wearing sleeve. Wearable with speakerphone. All the things. I just want to see... Oh, okay, plan. Month to month. $64 a month. Or most popular annual
Molly
plan.
Van just squawked. And about your question earlier, definitely, but I started having that experience quite some time ago.
Yeah. So, $50. Who is this for? I really want to know who they're targeting this at, because I am a little bit disturbed, honestly. Why is this... I'd like to leave. What's going on? Ah. Yeah, who is this for? Show me. What is it? Have a safe school year. Hear from families. Device for your loved ones. What makes it unique? Choose the perfect device. Varieties. We are special needs partners too. It's... This is so incredibly polarizing. So I come from a family where my parents would have very likely jumped on this. That's why I'm a little bit interested about this one. Interesting, maybe, about this one. This, I feel, is almost never the answer for fully blind kids. Unless you live in some kind of criminal backwater neighborhood and you're worried about your kid outright being kidnapped, this is not what you give a blind kid. I can absolutely see it for people with severely debilitating disabilities. Like severe nonverbal autism with a very, very high likelihood of meltdown for in unknown situations, maybe. Someone who is paralyzed from the neck down, maybe, in some very specific cases. But everything else, this feels... No, this is not a good idea. There is a type of parent out there who's going to glomp onto this, and they're never going to let their kid out of their sight. They're never going to let them grow up. They're never going to let them be themselves. They're never going to let them live their life. Never going to get them into any kind of danger. Never going to let them make any kind of mistake. Essentially for the rest of their lives,
just
if
squawked.
possible.
This is sickening, TBH. They're capitalizing on overprotective blind parents and enabling them to harm their children.
Yeah, this is not good. Like I said, I don't think this is necessarily aimed at blind people. I clicked the Who's This For link and it didn't really do anything. It just took me to the same page. Let's see, who... Yeah, no, there's just nothing. It's just people with disabilities seems to be their target audience. No. I find this an extremely dangerous precedent they're setting here. I find this a very scary step in the wrong direction for a lot of people. I would sincerely hope this does not become like a big thing in a lot of... Again, for blind people, that's the group I can represent. That's the group I can speak for. That's the kid I have been. And I can speak from that specific viewpoint. I cannot speak for people with different disabilities in this case because I don't know enough about their circumstances. But this does not, even for a lot of other disabilities, this does not feel like the answer to me. I'd be very curious if there's other people who feel different. But I find this a very dangerous product right here. Let's go to the next one. The next one is Molitvan, you did miss that the exhibitors page is inaccessible. Basically, I'm looking at the CSUn exhibitors page, and I have to do a little bit of a black magic incantation every time I have a look at a page, because you press the button and then the keyboard focus moves, but the browser focus doesn't. So there's a modal that comes up, and if you tab, you get into it. But if you don't tab and you just stay in browse mode, it just sits there. And you have no idea something happened, so you have to find it. It's something I already reported, but obviously that's not a great start, not a great look for something like CSUn. Apex Co-Vantage, powering content and data transformation with AI plus human expertise. Nah, not a remediation content thing with a lot of references to 508. Let's see. Apex Co-Vantage. Is there a thing? No. Okay, first thing I see is that the copyright says 2025. So that's
Molitvan just squawked. I've been fortunate in a way to have blind people in my family, so I never had that much issues with overprotectiveness, but I can immediately think off at least a few people whose parents would love stuff like that, and God, I hope they never find out.
Mine too. My parents would have loved having that. My dad has actually, the first time I went to primary school, from like a blind school to a regular school, my dad actually followed us in the cab and hung out in the bushes to make sure I would get into the school building. Okay, that was perfectly fine. That was just something he did. And yeah, if he had something like this, I don't think there's a camera. That's the one thing. I don't think there's a camera that the parent can see through. I think they can just see where you are. And you can check in on your kid. That's the one saving grace, I feel. They can't just look through your camera Archangel style, but they can see where you are. They can see elopement, that word. Like, they can see if you run off. Again, I can see it in some space, in some specific circumstances, but definitely not the average blind kid. Okay, what is this? Content and data transformation powered. Yeah, we saw it already. Okay. Learn how we make a difference. Well, first thing I see is a video that's playing. I can pause it. Let's pause it. Pressing pause. Okay, now it's paused. Cute. I see no description of the video. That's a bit of a problem. I see a pause scrolling publishing logos. So there's a bunch of
Molitvan just squawked. Mine did that too, but only for like a week or two after I first started using a cane. For context, I'm not blind since birth, but I can kind of understand that in my case.
Yeah, no, in your case, I do see that makes sense as well. I was already blind for 10 years by then. But yeah, the first thing I see, there's two videos, apparently, like one video and one scrolling logo taker.
Restream bot just squawked. YouTube, at Wameen, just joined this stream. Have you been to CSUn? I was there this week and saw lots of incredible products. Just as many totally useless ones. Have you tried Glide and the 2x40 Braille display?
Questions coming in. Let me respond to them real quick. But yeah. A lot of moving content on this page. Moving content's really annoying for people who are easily distracted. You always need to make sure that you can pause moving content. You can in this case, don't get me wrong. Oh, I forgot to save that effect. If TTS was still going to this stream, it's fixed now, hopefully. But someone is asking me a question about CSUn. No, I've not been to CSUn. I am in the Netherlands, and I honestly don't feel safe flying to the US right now. I just don't. Weinvien. Is that supposed to be Polish? I'm not sure what language that's supposed to be in. But yeah, just saying that they saw a lot of cool products and a lot of very useless ones as well. That's kind of what I'm guessing to be the case, yeah. I'm looking at the exhibitors page, and I'm looking at what we're seeing there. Capabilities. We support global digital data, editorial, and content teams in streamlining workflows, improving accuracy, and delivering exceptional value to customers, ensuring efficiency and success in a competitive landscape. You've just used 50 words or so to tell me absolutely nothing. That is every company ever, because otherwise they wouldn't exist. What do you do? Visit Content and Editorial Ops page. Visit Data and AI Ops page. Visit Digitization and Preservation page. Visit Digital Accessibility page. Visit Compliance and Regulatory Solutions page. Visit Healthcare RCM. Okay, so they're a big remediation and people. Honestly, not really something I want to dig into right now. They are just one of the other accessibility. I'm not sure why they're at CSUn, to be honest. CSUn, a lot of companies go there to sort of promote their product, show it off. These people just fix websites. I'm not really sure what you would show off at a place like CSUn. I guess you're literally just there to get your name out there. And you're just handing out business cards. I don't really know what a company like this would be doing there, but I don't know. I just don't go to these companies these things very commonly, so. Okay, so wait. So Weinveen is Dutch? What does that username mean? Because I am Dutch, and that is not Dutch. Let's see. Okay. What's the next one? Let's see. Apex Coventus we just did. Next one is ASL Flurry Incorporated. I don't really know much about ASL, but let's have a look. See if I can see immediate red flags. This is, yeah, honestly, CSUn is not just for blind people. There's a lot of other disabilities represented. And if there's something that just isn't for blind people, I will skip it because I don't have the authority to talk about them, but let's have a look. Flurry makes me wonder if it's Jenny Lay Flurry behind this, the CAO of Microsoft. Weinveen. Okay, well, you're Wine from now on. So, welcome in, Wine. Yeah, ASL Flurry. Learn sign language. Okay, get the app. Seeds of possibility. I actually would love to sign a sign language. I'm a linguist at heart. Like, it's not something I do as a company. I like learning languages. I like digging into how they work. I like digging into the meat and gravy of how they are constructed and what they do and why they do it. But it's not my profession. It's not my job. I don't know if I want it to be my job. I honestly haven't tried that. But yeah. Sign languages have always been that one thing I haven't really, that's like one frontier I haven't dug into yet because, frankly, I don't know how. I'd have to find a teacher that can teach me physically because the gestures are generally GIFs, even in a dictionary. They're not usually described, which is an accessibility issue of an interesting angle. But, yeah, I don't know any sign language at all. I think that this means thank you in at least one of them, but... Wait, is it that quiet? Jesus, yeah, sorry. My My gain is good. It's just the mix is really low for some reason. Let me see if there's anything I can do about it. Maybe there's something I accidentally turned down or something. We can turn it up a little bit. But I don't think so, unfortunately. It's just how it is. All right. Yeah. No, everything is fully up in the sliders I can control, so I can get it really close on the mic. Close mic this bitch. All right. So let's see. Master American Sign Languages and connect with deaf culture. Interactive, research-based mobile and web learning for all ages. That's actually a really cool initiative. I like that. But yeah, I'm not sure if it's going to be accessible. I wonder. Play, sign, learn. Promote bilingual competencies. Learn ASL through interactive games and videos featuring fluent deaf signers. Build real ASL and English skills while exploring engaging real-world topics for deaf and hard of hearing learners. Okay, advance your ASL skill. Boost your ASL skills with our web and app tools. Develop your communication and learn deaf international norms. Perfect for beginners and advanced signers alike. The question I have, is it going to be accessible for blind people? Because I would actually try that. I don't think so. Probably not. But I would try that. Yeah, I would look at this. I don't know. I don't think it's going to be accessible. Because it's hard to make accessible. But I'm going to check this out at some point. Looks fun. Next one. A werewolf gear. Don't they make like super rugged canes or something? Let's have a look. Empowering mobility for life's adventure. Gift certificates. Cookie? No cookie. What do you guys do? We'll take you where you want to be. Shop all terrain cane. Yeah, that's what it was. Urban Explorer cane. I've seen this before. They're like supposedly really rugged, sturdy canes that you can take out on a hike. Embrace. Shut the fuck up, Alexa. Excuse me. Embrace every adventure with a werewolf gears, all-terrain cane, ATC. Originally designed for the rugged trails of Sedona, Arizona, this titanium alloy companion conquers diverse terrains, from beach walks to mountain tops, ensuring stability and adaptability. The adjustable 16-inch handle accommodates the user by allowing for a variety of grips, while the high-performance rollerball tip connects you seamlessly to all surfaces. Built to be the outdoorsman's go-to, the all-terrain cane gives you the strength to explore where other mobility canes wouldn't dream to go. Okay. My mind just went to a very, very different kind of exploration because of that phrasing. I'm sorry. What app would that be? Voice Vista? While empowering you to be active, safe, and in the game. How much are these? Start your adventure. Navis. I've seen that mentioned. I haven't played with it. Is it good? All-terrain cane. It'll take you where you want to be. Buy now. I want to buy it. I want to buy all the things. Show me. 0 interest or as low as $11 a month. Okay. Video grow. Ah, here we are.
Speaker one buttons list with 4 items, same page link description, same page link, out of button skip, find dial, select, out of region clickable $120, speech mode off.
It's $120. That's a lot. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see if it comes up. So yeah, this cane is on the pricey side, but I've honestly seen worse. The cane I have, which is just a color telescopic cane, is about that, like $100 maybe 80. But yeah, this is like titanium alloy and it's adjustable and all the fancy things. And they've been around for a while. Like I've seen them at least last year. Like so they're not just a newcomer on the scene. I'm curious how well they're doing. But yeah, they make canes. Not much more I can say about it. They make hiking canes. All right, what's next? Barrier break. That sounds like a Final Fantasy move. Barrier break. Yeah, I've played too much Super Robot Wars. Let's see. Barrier break and 247 accessibility documents. Accessibility solution driven by technology, perfected by experts. It's PDF fixing, basically. I don't think we need to go looking at this. Next one, Be My Eyes. I think everyone knows what Be My Eyes is doing. They're most notably in the news now because of the integration with Meta glasses. Molidvan, do you own these Meta glasses actually? Because I have been running into an issue with them where if I look at, like, do a WhatsApp call with someone, the frame rate is absolutely in the toilet. Like, it's barely, like, you can barely see what's even happening. And I'm assuming that, you know, it can do better because Be My Eyes, if that was the frame rate it would get, like, no one would be able to help the person using it. So do you know the magic solution to have that not happen? Because it's bad. It's really bad. But yeah, Be My Eyes is a volunteer network of volunteers that helps people with visual tasks. They are not allowed to actually help you with outside navigation. In that way, Aira is superior if you need that, but Aira also costs a lot of money. Blazy Technologies LLC. Blazy makes Braille products. They make essentially dumbed down computers for people who just feel computers are a bit too overwhelming. And it'll give you like your Braille note taker, agenda, calendar, diary, calculator, scheduler, clock, alarm thing. Okay, so you have laggy streams, and I have really low quality streams. Are you using an iPhone? I might try it with an iPhone, see if that fixes anything. But yeah, Blazy makes note taking. It's really not that much I can say about them. They do they make Braille products running on Linux. Essentially, they stick a Raspberry Pi with a bunch of software on it, put a case around it, add Braille, and then they chart it. Actually, do they even have? No, they don't have Braille, do they? It just talks, I'm pretty sure. You can add a Braille display, I guess, if you want, but it doesn't have it by default. And then they charge, what, $400 for it? $500? And that puts it in the category of Sense Player, Braille Sense, no, not Braille Sense, Sense Player, Victor Reader, that new one, I forget what it's called, the Humanware one. A handful of other things like that. Blind Shell. Blind Shell's kind of cool in this space. What Blind Shell is doing is essentially they're making a blind-friendly smartphone that's not necessarily a smartphone. Like, you have a handful of apps, the most important ones you can get. And in their latest version, there is also a touchscreen that you can use to be in contact with your loved ones. Like, a lot of the time, what I see on the Reddit Blind subreddit is that there is so many people who go blind and then they don't know what to do with their smartphone. I do feel that Blind Shell, with their various offerings, is really well placed in that specific demographic. You can get essentially a Nokia-style keypad phone with, you can still WhatsApp on that. You can still, I think it even does Audible now. There's a handful of apps, and if you want to graduate from that, you can get the newer version, which I think offers a bit more because it also has the touchscreen, but it does keep that keypad as well. And they're relatively cheap, like $300, $400, maybe $500 for a phone, whereas now you pay what, $1,400 for the flagship, somewhere between $900 and $1,400. So if you need to give your 57,000 years old grandma who just went blind a phone, I can totally see Blind Shell being helpful there. It's maybe not helpful for 10 years, but it is helpful to start with for like first couple of years to get used to it, I think. They get a lot of flack for putting old technology in their phones, like the Bluetooth isn't the most recent version, Wi-Fi isn't the most recent version. And I think that is fair. They could have probably done a little bit more to make sure the technology in these devices stays a bit more current. But I do think what they're doing is a good idea. Molitvan is saying you do not need a blind computer. I mostly agree. I think if you are going to be using a computer for school, for whatever, you're very quickly going to run into the limitations of these kinds of devices, particularly given their price. These computers with a Braille display built in are upwards from a couple $1,000s. At that point, you are just better off getting a dinky old Windows PC from 10 years ago if you want to learn on it. But I don't see why you would want to focus so heavily on Braille input and Braille output that you exclude everything else, which is why I generally skip most of these Braille devices. There have been a few that I liked, but I generally don't really do them. Bonocle, learn Braille, made simple. Bonocle. What is this? We can learn Braille with an app? Or what is it? Website. Learning Braille made simple with Bonocle. With students where students build Braille and accessibility skills through a gamified smartphone app, while teachers use a web dashboard to automate planning, assign activities, and monitor real progress in less time. Okay, so it's Duolingo for Braille. As featured on Wise. Wise is in the... interesting. Blind students left without tools to succeed. Only 1 in 10 blind students graduate with a strong reading and writing skills. 70% unemployment for blind and visually impaired adults due to Braille illiteracy, while 90% of employed blind adults are Braille readers. What? Wait, let me read that again. That made no sense. 70% unemployment for blind and visually impaired adults due to Braille illiteracy, while 90% of employed blind adults are Braille readers. That's not causally linked. Why would Braille literacy help in employment? What? As what? A Braille transcriptionist? Like, I don't understand the link. Okay. 3 times time spent by teachers on travel and preparation when compared to general education teachers, leaving less time for direct instruction. Yeah, me too. 7 in 10 students are unhappy. Blind and low vision students say they need better access to digital tools and assistive technology training to succeed academically. Again, that's not Braille, though. That's Bonocle, the all-inclusive solution, a virtual teacher assistant. Automate lessons, assignment, and reporting. For one, this already exists. You can get a course in Braille on ueb.org. It's actually really fun to do. I did it a couple of years ago to learn grade 2 symbols. So you don't need an app or a virtual dashboard like this. This is already a thing, and the UEB already has it covered. But these numbers are outright misleading. Yep, these are all true stats. At least I hear the 70% unemployment thing a lot, and I don't know if 90% of employed people know Braille. I don't know if that's true. I have not seen the numbers on that. I'd love to see their data for that. But Braille does not equal employment. It doesn't even help employment most of the time. It helps finding your hotel room in America, if that's where you live. It helps read with a Braille display if that's what you want to do, but there's plenty of coders who don't use a Braille display, or editors, or proofreaders, or a bunch of other things that have never seen a Braille dot in their life. I do not understand the basis of this whole entire project. Track student progress through data-based insights. Our AI assistant saves you time with help. Okay, blah, 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 blah. AI. A teacher using a laptop in a classroom with students raising their hands. Overlays from the Bodesk dashboard display a lesson plan. First 10 letters A to J. Planned start date, August 18th, 2025. I'm not... Okay. Let me nuance my indignation here a tiny bit. I'm not saying this is a bad product. I think this is a good idea. But your basis is entirely off. Like this, like you're not basing this on reality. I guess you're a Braille reader in the sense that you have the skill. I use Braille all the time on my Braille display. I'm doing it right now to read these things out loud to you, but yeah, if that's just not something you do, I can absolutely see why you would not want to do that. Speech is a lot faster in most of the time. I really use Braille mostly to check my work, to do really specific things that are annoying to me with speech, or to read things out loud on stream, or to other people. Sometimes it can be nice to sit on the couch talking to somebody while I'm also reading Braille so I can check things. For example, if I'm waiting for food and someone else is sitting next to me, I can quickly check on my Braille display where the food is without having to put my headphones on. So Braille absolutely has its place for me. I use it all the time, but I am not more employable because of that. I don't know. I kind of like this idea. It's a good idea in theory. I'm curious where it's going to go. But these numbers, these bases are entirely off. Anyway, let's continue. BOV Life at Vision. What? No description either. Let's have a look. Is this a magnifier? First thing I see is off. BOV Life. Oh, this is in Japanese.
Speech mode talk. Button. Link. Navigation.
But the language says English.
2025.12.06. Dialogue. Button website. BOV Life with Vision. Adaro. Button. BOV Life. Link. To the combo box English collapsed. Adaro. Register. Banner land. Adaro. Registered bar. Adder button. BOV Life. Link. Button.
Is it BOV
button,
Life? I don't know.
Button. 2000. No next combo box collapsed Estonian. Combo box.
That was in Estonian.
Clickable off to get missing image. The script clickable off. Hong Kong East nursing care.
Oh. What?
On. Language combo box collapsed English.
So the off is the translator. BOV Life. Okay, some of it's now in English. Announcement of participation in the Innovation Leaders Summit ILS. Announcement of okay, so we have moving content. Yeah, everything is in a different language. I'm thinking either Japanese or Chinese. Yeah, that's a tricky one because on the one hand, it kind of is. Being able to read off a page is if we define it, being able to interpret the letters on that page in order to figure out what it says, and that is more analogous to what Braille literacy means, in the sense that you can read Braille and you can make the letters make sense to yourself and put them together to make words. Having said that, though, it is also true that using a screen reader's TTS to read and using an audiobook to read also constitutes as reading. So it depends on what definition of reading you're using. I can see both sides of that one. Yeah, I sorry, I can't read it. And oh wait, this bit's in English. Nice to meet you, BOV Life. The reason why the company name BOV Life was born was when I met the guide dog BOV, or Bov. His excellent image is being close to people with a sense of mission and dedication was exactly what we should aim for, like Bov. Bov? Where is this? Is this Russian? Bov as in bow? We will continue to support the life of people who are independence support equate, who are having trouble with their, sorry, something keeps bugging in, with their way of seeing. To weave possibilities for the future, it will be a means of living as a meaningful business. I will live as a meaningful business. There we go. The company name contains GIES Nursing Care
Speak of living as a meaningful business. The company name contains such thoughts. Tooth blank. Therefore, as the first project, we will announce the visual support device Vision and visual field support, which is unprecedented in the world, which was born through joint research. 2000 with doctors. Blank. Sorry to keep you waiting. Adaro is to blank. Let us get started. To a world where everyone can live as a matter of course. To blank. Bob Life will continue to be grateful for the wonderful relationship and move forward as a company that lights up the light of tomorrow that is difficult to see. Bright. Look forward to our potential. Representative Takeuchi Ishizuka.
Okay, it is Japanese.
Takeuchi Ishizuka. Light for tomorrow that is hard to see. Graphic. The heading level. Speech mode off.
I don't think this is quite in a place where I can really judge it yet. I see a lot of moving content that I can't seem to turn off, but that's because I can't read half of the page. It's all in Japanese. But yeah, cool concept. I would love to be a meaningful business. Let's get on that. But yeah, no, obviously they're machine translating. I'm very curious where that's going to go. Whatever happened to that shoe device that was on CSUn last year? It was also from Japan. There's this device that would vibrate your left shoe if you needed to go left, and it would vibrate your right shoe to go right. Ashikaset? I forget, something like that. I'm very curious where that went. Braille Institute of America. I'm guessing they just have Braille information. CMP Chris Park. See further, get more. Designed by Chris Park. Okay, what do you do, Chris Park? Tell me more, Chris Park. What have you designed for me today? Vision Technologies, Core Technology Company, Education, Learning SW, CMP Chris Park. CSUn booth 411-413. We introduce our new products. Visit us at the CSUn conference, booth number 411-413. AI Technology Video Magnifier, AI Reading, AI OCR, AI Translation, and more. The first iPhone-compatible video magnifier invention in the world. Smart plug and play. Just connect and it works with Google Chromebook, Microsoft Surface, iPhone, iPad, PC, Smart, Whiteboard, and schools and workplaces. No hassle for software, installation management. Just connect in and it works with all different types of smart devices. New designer canes for the visually impaired, which fit on your special events. CMP, known as Chris Park Technology, is the real manufacturer and developer of video magnifiers, canes, cameras, software for American Printing House, Optelec, Enhanced Vision, Vispero, Humanware Europe, National Federation of the Blind, and many organizations worldwide. We can help your organizations. I don't know who you are. Stop by our booth to discover new products and collaboration opportunities that make a real impact. Our company CEO, Mr. Chris Park. Oh, this is a Korean company. Yeah, now the stiff text makes sense. This is Korean. We'll meet you in person to discuss how our advanced technologies and partnerships with your organization can help develop and manufacture products and support impactful projects for NGOs and companies around the world. Yeah, this reads very Korean to me. Basically, there is a lot of companies over there in Korea that we never really see, but they do exist. Selvas, people behind the Sense player, are also over there. And so is Dot Inc. They're also a Korean company. So there's a lot of cool accessibility stuff happening in Korea. We just don't really hear a lot about it, usually. This seems to largely be magnifying, so I'm going to skip this one for the most part. But yeah, this looks potentially interesting. What I love about Korea as well, I've never been there, but I happen to know this because I was giving a presentation that included this. Apparently, their .pad devices, they're essentially their version of a graphical capable braille display, are already used in a couple of like transport kiosks over there and a couple of other places. I think there was a university in the US that uses them as well, or in Europe. But yeah, they actually do have some partnerships with interesting places already. So I'd be curious to see where .pad is going a lot more than what APH is doing, to be fair. But yeah, this is definitely a Korean company, I'm pretty sure. California School for the Blind. I mean, I don't think we need to go look at that. Canaveral State University, Northwich ATHS graduate program. Master's degree in assistive tech. Huh. Okay. I mean, I'd have to dig into the syllabi to see if that's any good, but that's a cool initiative, an assistive technologies master. Okay. Case for vision. Oh, I've seen this thing. It's not really for us. It's like a magnifier iPhone case from what I saw. Kind of cool. I would use that if I could use it, but yeah, I can't. Catania Company. Low effort assistive reacher design. TT11. Reacher, that's a mobility improvement thing, right? Let's take a quick look. I want to just make sure that I'm thinking of the right device. Dyna Reacher. Reaching made easier with built-in motor assistance. Yeah. Scroll to learn more. That's a little awkward. I don't think a lot of mobility impaired I think a lot of mobility impaired people might have trouble scrolling, but maybe not. A familiar tool redesigned for ease. Traditional reachers rely entirely on grip strength and leverage. Over time, this can lead to fatigue and frustration. DynaReacher adds subtle motor assistance while maintaining a familiar form and function. Reduced hand strain, consistent assisted grip, designed for practical home use. This is not for me, so I really can't say much about this, but I can see how this might be helpful for some folks who have that problem. I've never seen one of these things. I'm very curious how it works. Like if that would be any. I have a bit of a hate-love relationship with forks because the entire concept of a fork is look at spot, move hand over spot, stab spot, and when you can't do the looking thing, you have to do either the thing where you move your food to your fork with your knife and then stab, or your hand to do the same thing. But the concept of a fork to actually stab things onto your plate precisely is very anathema to not being able to see. And I feel like this would be the same problem times 1,000 if I were to try this. But I'd like to try. I'd like to see if I'd be any good with it. Obviously, it's not meant for me. It's meant for people who have mobility impairments, maybe who can't grasp things very well, who have limited mobility in their arms, things of that nature. But yeah, I would totally, if someone was okay with it, I would totally try to play the crane game with it. Okay, what else we got? Chax training and consulting. Accessibility for all. Okay, who's Chax? Website. Oh. I guess we're not going to see. There's no HTTPS. You've gone incognito. Yeah, bye. I got a SSL error. I don't think I want to see that website. I'm not sure if it's been hacked. I'm guessing it's some kind of person that knows a bit about accessibility and is teaching people, and they may have screwed up their website. But yeah, I'm not risking Jasper. Sorry. City Labs. Elevated course design. Simplified accessibility in Canvas. Okay, that's one of those things that I think I'm going to write down to check out later, because that sounds like something I want to see a demo of. Canvas is like one of those whiteboard / school-y system things that people use to collaborate on things. I'd be very curious to see how that would work, but it'd take a bit too long to go over now. Clicks therapy. Fuck's that? Let's see. Oh. Neck and shoulder. Okay. Eye mask, hand warmers. More heat. Unlike other heat packs, Clicks works with no H3 heat. Stop moving my content on me. I'm trying to read this. Uses no... Okay, it doesn't use heat. It doesn't use electricity. It uses something else. Okay, so yeah, it's essentially heating pads for your neck and your hands. Interesting. I can, again, see that being useful for some people. Not me. I have relatively good circulation, and I don't think I would have this problem, but I can see it being a problem for some folks. It's not me, so I can't really comment. All right. Code Factory. Code Factory, again, is an old hat at this. They've been around for almost as long as I have. And they make text-to-speech voices for all sorts of systems. They also do it very badly sometimes. The main issue that they have currently is that one of the things they like to do, particularly on phones, is make TTS voices on a subscription model, with the annoying little caveat that when your subscription runs out, rather than just proceeding whatever it's saying with the phrase, hey, your stuff has run out, everything it's going to say on your screen is going to be replaced by the text, hey, give us money, which now means you are no longer able to use your phone to fix that. Little tone deaf. Not a good idea. Terrible idea. Hope they get back from that. Hope they fix that. Not a smart way of handling that. Computer Science Institute Co. Move independently. Walk confidently. Is this like a mecha? Like a power armor suit or something? Let's see. iNavi. Oh, okay, it's not. Okay, iNavi. Brochure and overview for visitors, partner organizations, and accessibility stakeholders. Thank you for visiting the iNavi booth at the CSUn Assistive Technology Conference. yeah, blah, 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 blah. What is it? So the only thing we have is a PDF. Overview. Oh, perfect. iNavi is a smartphone-based mobility support application designed for people who are blind or have low vision. Using artificial intelligence and the smartphone camera, the app recognizes important elements in the walking environment and provides guidance through sound, voice, and vibration feedback. One of the key features of the latest version is crosswalk guidance. The system can detect pedestrian signals and crosswalks in real time and help users align with the correct crossing directions. It can also recognize tactile paving and obstacles ahead. iNavi works using only a smartphone and does not require any additional hardware. Designed and implemented in Japan. Now expanded globally. Okay, so this is the first time we see this, and not the last one. At least I know there is more like this in this list. I'm just not sure if we'll be able to get to it. But yeah, there's a lot of apps that do this right now. They're using AI to leverage scene descriptions in order to see if they can help blind people navigate more freely. And I don't know to what degree they work. I know there's a lot of copycats that do almost the exact same thing in this space. I know there's also some hardware devices that do this. Noah comes to mind. They're a company from Switzerland who make essentially a toilet seat that goes around your neck and it has a camera on one side, and you can press buttons and it'll tell you what's around you and where things are. In my testing, it kept confusing left and right, which in the navigation app you don't want. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of apps that do this, and this is definitely not the last one we're going to see. Let's see what else we got. Continual Engine US Limited. Transforming accessibility using AI. Like you and every other 15 million company. Let's see. Oh. Can I see the website, please? What do you do? Automating, helping organizations offer equitable user experiences with scalable, cost-effective, and efficient AI-powered accessibility solutions. Is this an outright overlay? Working with hundreds of global organizations to make digital experiences accessible everywhere. A lot of logos. Award-winning AI technology-enabled accessibility solutions provider that puts people at the center. At Continual Engine, our mission is to build smarter, affordable, and scalable solutions to enable you to make the process of content accessibility more precise and efficient. Software powered by deep learning, computer vision, and other sophisticated artificial intelligence buzzwords that I couldn't think of. Nah, it says algorithms. Our solutions are specialized in addressing complex content of any kind to ensure lower costs and faster time to market, along with the highest quality standards. This uses all the middle management keywords, doesn't it? Expand your market share. So instead of focusing on the legal angle, these guys are going full in on increasing your market share, like getting more people involved with your brand by making things accessible. That's certainly an angle. Not one we see very commonly, but certainly an angle. But yeah, it looks like another accessibility simplified, amplified, redefined. Doesn't rhyme. Our accessibility solutions empower educational institutions, publishers, businesses, municipalities, healthcare organizations, financial institutions, and state and local governments to provide inclusive access to digital content through customized services, software as a service, SaaS models, APIs, and cloud-based subscriptions. Again, this, I mean, I don't know. Like it's yet another business that says they're gonna businessify accessibility. I can't really say if it's gonna work. The website doesn't immediately annoy me. Looks like they do document remediation, video closed captioning, and audio descriptions. For fuck's sake, I hope they have people doing that. Expedites and automates full video accessibility, closed captions, extended audio description, and transcripts. No. No. AI is not good enough yet for that. Sorry, it isn't. If you're going to do this with AI, what's going to happen is you get essentially every 5 or 10 seconds, you get a description of what's happening on that screen. Often, the description will have no idea what's happened in the meantime. It will not be able to link those things together. No, I don't think this will work very well. From what I have seen products do in this space, I don't think this will work. I can't guarantee it. I haven't seen what these people's magic sauce is. But If they were to actually do video-based audio description, it would be prohibitively expensive. DVW? What? Descriptive video works, yeah. I mean, that's not automated though, is it? Alright, what else we got? Next one, convo communications. Conversations that transform lives. Okay, well, show me. How are we transforming the world today? Website. This page cannot be reached. Check if there is a typo. No, I think the typo is that I'm not in the US, because it's literally go.convo.io/US. Can we remove the US and just look at the main page? No. Nope. This one is barred from us poor Europeans. Not accessible to us, unfortunately. Gay. Crawford Technologies. Let's see. What do you guys do? Stop choosing between print and digital excellence. The only platform that transforms your existing infrastructure into a complete omni-channel communications powerhouse without replacing what already works. So my first thought was we're saying without replacing what already works. We're not saying without replacing who already works. Anyone else catch that? Was that just me? Don't miss the only CCM event of 2026. Crawford Technologies. Yeah, okay, whatever. Cost reduction, 100%. Accessibility compliance, 30? Not sure what that means. Oh, wait, I see. 40% cost reduction, 100% accessibility, 30 days to results. That's some awfully big claims that are actually impossible to keep. Because nothing is ever 100% accessible. I'm not sure what automated tool you're using, but it's not going to catch everything. Accessibility Now, registered. The complete accessibility ecosystem. Transform any document into every accessible format automatically. PDF, UA, WCAG, HHS compliance, Braille, large print, bilingual audio generation, automated tagging with AI, real-time validation and testing, website scanning and remediation. No. Again, this is someone who stuck Axe in an AI bot, I'm pretty sure. Maybe there is more to it. I could check. I would probably have to pay them a lot of money to get a demo, but no. For 100% accessibility, you already completely lost me by making that promise. It's not possible to do. Certainly not in a month, depending on how big your infrastructure is. No, sorry. If you're going to throw like hyperbole at me like that, you're gonna have to back them up, and you're not doing that. So sorry, nope. Sorry, Crawford. I'm looking on. Create what? Create/goat/Michigan. Access by and for people with disabilities, making technology accessible and the world accessible through technology. Okay, but what does that have to do with goats? I don't have my goat button. I wanted to press the goat button, but my goat XLR is dead. There. I think I just scared my cat. What is this? Create at UW. The need for greater access. Top photo. Student with a dexterity disability working with two others on design. Bottom photo. Student work with participant to test touch-enabled devices for people with motor impairments. Okay. This is actually sort of a great... I can't lean back. My game will drop too much. God damn it. This is kind of interesting. The I was actually talking to an AI about this last night. In part, except like instead, that's the word. Instead of making all these AI scene describers, is it not possible to make some kind of mechanical device, right? That that you clip onto a touchscreen, and it with computer vision, it sort of looks at what the options on the touchscreen are. It tells you, and you can have it touch the option you want, like on any touchscreen, not just like built into kiosks or whatever, just a thing you clamp onto something else. You'd obviously need maybe different sizes for depending like on what you want to do. But let's say one for phone-sized things, like 5-inch devices, one for tablet-sized things, and one for massive, like, I don't know, whiteboards or plain entertainment systems. And then make that be a thing. Can we not do research into that? Because apparently touchscreens are here to stay. They're also going to be inaccessible almost all of the time. Fix that issue. That's what's actually like bugging a bunch of people. I don't really care if I can see that the person across from me has a gray beard, 5 eyes, and 20 noses. I don't care. I really don't care. This bugs me every day. This bugs me when I use the washing machine. This bugs me when I use my phone sometimes. This bugs me when I'm needing to mess with a bunch of other devices. This is an actual problem that I would love AI to solve. Not telling me that there's a potted plant 3.72 meters to my left and it's actually to my right. I don't care about that. Make that. CSUn 2027. You heard it here first. Make that happen. That's what I want to see. Okay. So what is this? A core mantra of the disability movement is nothing about us without us. Yet technical advances often assume a certain set of abilities, limited customizability, and fail to include people with disabilities as creators of technology. The major challenges of creating accessible technology and of making the world accessible through technology are outpacing even the most talented individual researchers and small teams. Fair. Partner with us. No. AI and machine learning research. AI has enormous potential to support blah, 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 blah. What do you do? Her annual look at the past year. Like, okay, so this looks like a very research-heavy website. I'd be like happy to dig into this, but no, I have heard that phrase uttered a lot, and by accessibility teams, they like to essentially say when they want to hire me for things that I represent that whole nothing about us without us thing. And up to a point, I think that's true. It does kind of bombard you to be the token disability person in the company, but yeah. I do kind of find the idea of the disability movement funny because, you know, some people might have trouble with movements, and the disability movement to me sounds like just sort of, I don't know, flopping your arm down because you can't get something to work. What is a movement that a human being can make that encompasses all disabilities in one motion, in one movement? Is it like tripping over something and also like yeeting something across the room because you have tremors or like your muscles spasm? I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna work that one out. But and obviously that's not the movement they mean here. I just thought it's sort of grabbed by that image, and I was curious how that would look. But yeah, this looks super research heavy. I'd be actually really curious to see what these people have done. But I don't think there's an outright product or like service that they're selling here. Looks like some interesting stuff. I'll look into this myself later. Okay, we've been going for almost 2.5 hours. I think I'm gonna go until 10 and then go to bed. Not go to bed, but stop. So I can get my food in and get some drinks and things. CVS Health. I'm not sure why those guys are here, so I'm gonna skip them for now. Designs for Vision Incorporated. Helping people see better. Okay. Well, let me see what you do then. Magnifiers, I'm guessing. Oh, Designs for vision. So what? They're a designing company? Dental loops and headlights. World renowned. What? Dental magnification. LED headlights with high definition imaging. HDI. Reveal fluorescence. Guide. Oh. So this helps people with bad vision do dentistry? I'd still not feel super happy about that, I think. But, medical. Surgical loops and headlight world. No. No. Sorry. But if you're going to be cutting into me, I want you to see what you're doing. I don't care what magnification lens you have on. LED HDI headlight with high definition imaging. Autofluorescence wound imaging. Reveal FC. Compact high definition video. This would really freak me out. Sorry. Like, I'm all for people doing, breaking their chains and doing things that are deemed to be impossible, but I am really scared of doctors. I would not be the right person for this. Okay. That's a cool... Dock access by Civic Plus. Okay. I think that's just a remediation again, so I'll skip it. Dot incorporation. Oh, poor guys. So yeah, this is Dot Inc. I've worked with them a few times to work on like marketing material for their dot pads. I was gonna work with them for more, and then they sort of disappeared on me. But yeah, they make Braille technology. They make like multi-line Braille displays. Pretty cool. Duxbury system. Let me click this one away. Hang on. Close. Duxbury makes a Braille translator, so they probably just have a bunch of Braille information. Eschenbach Optik of America. That'll be magnifiers or glasses. eSight by Gentex Corporation. See new possibilities. Okay, well, show me then. Oh, another one that doesn't have their SSL in order. Okay, goodbye then. I don't see the possibilities, I'm sorry. Evinced. The software for accessible development. Yeah, that's another remediation tool that developers can use. Don't know much about them internally, but they make a lot of marketing towards companies to make their dev teams use them. Exploravist. Curiosity, confidence, connection. Exploravist. What is this? Some navigation app, I'm thinking? Waitlist. Innovation made accessible, empowerment made personal. Exploravist empowers visually impaired users with an affordable AI-powered wearable device. Oh. Join the waitlist. I don't even know what it does yet. Our values. I don't really care about your values. I want to know what you do. Exploravist wearable. Our wearable hardware, camera, speaker, and microphone. Is this another toilet seat? Simple by design, just a camera, speaker, and microphone. Attach it to any pair of glasses. Oh, okay. Oh, wear it on your favorite lanyard. Okay. Capture moment. Describe scenes. Ask questions. See, this is what I mean by a lot of these devices doing the same things. This is the exact same feature set as the Envision glasses. The Echo Vision glasses, sorry. See, the names are similar. Just this one you attach to a pair of glasses you already own. Or not. Device clipped to a belt. So you could put it on your belt, but I guess you have to take it off your belt to... Nah. Your hub for everything you can capture. Pair a glance with the app to keep your photos and descriptions in one place. Searchable with face recognition and real-time spoken descriptions. Live scene capture with AI descriptions. You can search through photos. That's kind of cool. Empower the visually impaired with affordable AI-powered assistive tech. You keep saying affordable, but there's no price listed here. Contact with us. I wonder where they are. Sounds kind of Dutch to me. Yeah, and also the copyright says 2025, so I'm not entirely sure how legit this currently still is, but if you can be arsed to change the 5 into a 6 on your website after 3 months, that makes me wonder. But yeah, there's a waitlist. If you want to go check it out, you can. There's no price. Maybe there's a price when you press the join the waitlist button. I didn't check, but it's another wearable navigator, like scene describer, basically. Foundation fighting blindness. What the? What? What? Okay. My cat's like, what? Foundation finding blindness is the driving force in the global development of treatments and cures for blind. Okay, that thing I did yesterday, a little bit in the Xerxes game where I was saying that Johnny needed help in the blind touch game, that's kind of what I was referring to. Found one. Fight. Flawless visionary. Okay. Gallaudet University. Universal AI. NRT. Universal AI nerd. Let's see. What's this? We use cookies. I don't care. Areas of study. This is okay. Universal AI NRT at Gallaudet. I'm not sure if this is meant to be Gallaudet or Gallaudet. HMB and 318. Is this in the US? Looks like it's an edu domain, but I don't know. Can't really see. 202. Yeah, this is in New York. Okay. I can email them. I can play a video. Oh, overview. An NSF-funded training program for Gallaudet MS students to become leaders and innovators in universal artificial intelligence to make artificial intelligence universal. Trainers get $37,000 stipend and tuition waived for 1 year. Fuck, give me that job. This National Science Foundation Research Traineeship Institutional Partnership Pilot NRT IPP Award led by Gallaudet University and Rochester Institute of Technology, RIT, will create an integrated and interdisciplinary training curriculum for new master's program track to develop innovative skills for creating broadly accessible AI. It will address gaps in graduation training to ensure that future AI developers consider the full ranges of uses, sensory abilities. Okay. So you learn how to accessibly make vibe code, I guess. Aye. Oopsie. Okay, let's close this. The throat, guys, the throat. It's getting tired. Genio. Genio create beautifully simple tools that improve knowledge, skills, and confidence to unlock better learning for all. Okay. Well, Genio. Show me your Genio. What do you do? Website. Skip to menu. No, I want to see what you do. Sign in. We're not signing in. Get started for free. No, I want to see what you do first. Activate a license. No. Okay. Better learning unlocked. Genio creates beautifully simple learning tools that both boost knowledge, skills, and confidence. Watch our demos. No, you can describe them to me. Genio homepage, hero image. That's a good alt text. Loved by learners and educators alike. See what students and staff say. No, I want to see what you say about Genio. Learning has its challenges. There we go. We know that learning is a personal process and can feel frustrating at times. With Genio by your side, you can access the tools and courses you need to unlock better learning, turning frustration into positive challenge. Challenge 1. Genio illustrations _ struggling for time grad. Cap. That's the alt text. Struggling for time? You might find it hard to dedicate sufficient time to your studies due to work, family, or other commitments, financial worries, or the constant pressure of juggling multiple roles. Challenge 2. How are you solving it? Our products are the key, thank you. Our tools are designed to be user-friendly and accessible, removing barriers to learning and empowering you to take control of your learning journey. The #1 recommended note-taking solution for independent learning and increased productivity that works online or offline or on any device. Now we're getting to the point. Record your classes and follow along with live captions. Organize your content with AI Outline. Draw handwritten notes with Scribe. Deepen your learning with AI-powered Quizme. Okay, so it's like a notes thing. Okay. Right. Structured, supported presentation rehearsals. Okay, yeah. I could see this being useful. If you have trouble like reading notes or making presentations that, make you look into people's eyes and things. And then, yeah, that's kind of what they do. Interesting. Learning tools. Not something I've seen very commonly at this kind of thing. It's cool. Okay, guys, let's do one more, and then I'm going to call it a day. It's getting a little much. Glidance, I'm skipping out of principle, sorry. Glidance is a robot dog robot dog substitute. It's not a dog, it looks more like a, I don't really, looks like a, let's look at it so we can put it on the screen. Glidance basically withdrew from the EU because it was too hard to do stuff in the EU. I've also heard them use things like remote controlled units when they weren't quite as far as they wanted people to think they were. And overall, I don't know, it's been feeling a little strange as of late. I'm not sure how far they are and how well they're doing, but the idea is that it's essentially a robot that pulls you forward and it avoids obstacles. So you can always be sure that when you take a step forward, you're not going to crash into things. And for some people, I guess that's very freeing. You can make sure that you don't crash into walls or tumble down stairs or something. I've certainly seen people tumbled off train platforms and things before, so I can see it being helpful. And obviously, it's that whole a dog without actually having a dog situation where you don't have to take care of a human, a living, breathing creature, on top of having a device that helps you avoid obstacles, I guess. I forget if you're supposed to use a cane with this. I think they changed their mind on that a few times, but yeah, it's supposed to essentially help you forward, and I think it's also supposed to be able to navigate you based on like an app, but I think they also changed their mind on that a few times. So I'm not sure where they are right now. They essentially first asked for a bunch of pre-orders, and then later in last year they canceled the pre-orders for people in the Europe. But yeah, it's a little waffly. It's not bad. Like the guy who leads it is a blind guy. I know he used to work at Microsoft. I've met him once when I was over there at some point. So I'm pretty sure they're actually getting something off the ground. I think they just might be a little bit too aggressive in their marketing sometimes. I've not seen emails from them for a while now I think about it. But yeah, I think they're still like working ahead at a relatively decent clip, and we'll have to see where this goes. I'd like to try it sometime if they ever make it back to the Europe. Maybe they'll be at Zizo next month. The Dutch blind thing is happening next month. I might be there. I'll have to see. But yeah, that's Glidance. I don't know enough to really say stuff about it. It's a little mobility tool, and I'm curious where it's going to go. That was not the one more. That was just, I wanted to explain why I was skipping it. Google is Google. Grackle Docs, that's a documentation remediation tool for Google Docs and I think also Office now. Habitat Learn. Learning without limits. Okay, last one. We'll check Habitat Learn, see what that is. Learning without limits. Yeah, you said that. Oh, Hable is there. That's a Dutch company. While I load this up, Hable makes a Braille keyboard for your iPhone. They also make a couple of other things, and they make sickeningly bad representative blog articles now about like putting their products in a good limelight for blind people, for example, in a hotel, because putting a little sticky buddy thing that they have to mark things on the light switch, because otherwise you might forget where it is. Things of that level. I essentially roasted one of their things a couple of months ago on social media. And I left a very acerbic comment. I'm not sure if it ever got past the auto mod, but I was not amused. blog.hable.com, I want to say, if you want to go check it out yourself. It's pretty bad. But yeah, this is Habitat Learning. A cookie thing I have to click? No, doesn't look like it. Okay. Oh, wait. Yep. There. What is this? Check out our latest text-to-speech designed for learning. Okay. Learning without limits. Discover inclusive and meaningful learning with options for note-taking, transcription, digitizing your classes, and more. Same as the other guys we just looked at. Easily find a tailored solution for you and your learning. Yeah, it's the same as the Genio thing. Okay, so yeah. Seems to be literally a competitor. That's the word. Competitor to what Genio was doing. So it's another place that lets you make notes, record your classes, digitize your classes. Looks like there's a TTS specifically for, I would assume, the learning disabled, because the blind have the screen reader already. But yeah, that's essentially what these guys seem to do. It's another learning platform, and I'd like to play with them sometime. But again, too much time in this particular stream, I feel. And yeah, that's been a bunch of different things on the exhibitors list. I'm going to look through these myself and see if there's any outliers, maybe catch a couple more next week. If I'm going to be here next week, I might not be. And yeah, apart from that, that's really what I wanted to do today. I wanted to look into a number of these and just essentially make people aware that you need to be really careful with these kinds of things. There's a lot of promises being made. There's a lot of things being said that are, when you look into them and dig a little bit deeper, they seem too good to be true, or honestly just bad. And yeah, that's kind of what this is. Like, there's certainly very good products. We didn't get to Humanware, but they're making a very interesting Braille computer, but it does run Windows, and there's a whole drama around the fact that both NVDA and some kind of mutated version of JAWS are going to be on there. And no one really knows what's going to happen, but it's a form factor that hasn't really been tried before in that particular way. So I'm very curious where they're going to go with it. For now, though, I'm going to get some water. I've talked your ear off for long enough. I'm going to go do something else. Thank you so much for your attention. Let me see. Is it worth to raid? Are people still interested in this? Or nah, I didn't think so. Yeah. I'm gonna let it go for now. I'm just gonna not raid. I don't really see, like, maybe just people on YouTube I wouldn't be able to yank with, so I don't really like raiding with IC null anyway. But yeah, I'm just gonna call it here. We're gonna end the stream here. Thank you so much for watching. People in the future, if you watch this and you have any questions, please leave it in the comments on Viewpoint Unseen on the YouTube channel. People are not subscribed to that yet. Make sure you fix that, because it's super helpful for me, the channel, and the all-powerful algorithm. With that, thank you for your attention. I shall be taking my leave. Goodbye.